Hello and welcome to another episode of Salary Voodoo, the show right here on the MMA Engine channel, where I, your host Monk, aka the Monkmatician, break down 3 fights that you chose in the comments from last week to give you some Salary Voodoo on. Now, what is Salary Voodoo, guys? Well, it is a different way, a very statistic heavy and probability heavy way of looking at lineup construction based solely on the statistics we have from DraftKings salaries. I track them all the way back to the beginning of January 2021, and I track how many times they've been used, how many times they've made optimal, how many times they've won, etc., etc. So we're going to be breaking down a few of these numbers that are not readily available to the public. So we'll do this in about 15 minutes, guys. So hold on to your hats, and we will get into it. First things first. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the MMA Engine channel. It's me, it's Lou, it's Brady, it's Weezy, and we are bringing you content several times a day, all days of the week before every single UFC fight. So be sure, excuse me, I have some, oh my goodness, some mustache hair, nose hair issues. Let me get some scratches going on here. We are bringing you all that stuff, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the Engine channel. Hit that bell as well so you never miss any of our stuff that we are putting out. I'm serious. It's a few times a day, every single day before every single card. You guys check our stuff out. You won't miss a thing. You'll be ready to go for all of these cards. So guys, without further ado, let's get right into it. First fight that we will be talking about was picked by Peter Dowd in the comments. Thank you so much, Peter. Glad to see you. In the comments again. You are a steady subscriber, and we absolutely love it. So I thank you a ton. He picks Jack Shore and Ricky Simone here. 8,400 for Shore, 78 for Simone. Bantamweights, 135. They make the optimal lineup at a rate 49%. So whenever a bantamweight fight happens, someone makes the optimal 49% of the time. Fight number 5, as it is listed now, of course that could change throughout the week. Someone from that fight makes optimal 51.52% of the time. And the salary pair of 84 and 78, somebody makes it there 54% of the time. So some decent numbers right off the bat. Let's get into the individual salaries. Now, the $8,400 salary has been used 60 times, and it's made the optimal 14 out of 60 times for an optimal rate of 23.33%. It has a sub 50% win rate, which we never want to see, especially for a favorite salary, 48.33%. When it does win, makes the optimal 48.28% of the time. So again, under 50, not a number we like to see when we're targeting things for Salary Voodoo. Average DraftKings points per win for $8,400 is 92.46. Now on the other side, the Ricky Simone side, it's been used 62 times, and it's made the optimal 4 more times than its favorite counterpart, 18 of those 62 times, for an optimal rate of 29.03%. 6 points higher almost than the $8,400 side, and it has a barely better win rate than the favorite salary, 48.39%, virtually identical, as our boy Goldie would say. But when it does win the $7,800 salary, 56.67% of the time, percent of those wins, it does make the optimal. So 8 points better than the favorite counterpart. 94.44 is what it scores per win. Guys, this one is a tough one. Peter, you gave me a tough one, man. Some of these numbers are over 50, but once you get in to the actual salaries, guys, I hate to do it, but I'm going to have to do it. We got ourselves a frozen jack. This is a cursed fight. We are close to about 50-50, the top half of salaries here. Jack Shore, 16th best salary score, 8.43. Ricky Simone, the dog salary, is the better salary according to the Salary Voodoo, 7.28 salary score. That is good for 12th overall. So the dog salary performing better than the favorite salary. But either way, it's going to be a frozen jack. This one is going to be a cursed fight, guys. I personally think this one probably goes to decision. Actually, I don't know. I think Computer Monk might disagree with me. Either way, the strictly Salary Voodoo, and we're not playing any of the fighter stats in this video. Salary Voodoo here is a pass. This one's going to be a cursed fight. I'm sorry, Peter Dowd. We will try to get a good one for the next fight. Next, second fight that we're going to be talking about, picked by Tom L312. Thank you, Tom. Again, another guy constantly interacting, constantly in the videos. We love to, or in the comment section, we love to see it. Thank you so much, as usual. Punahela Soriano is what he chose against Dalcha Lungiambula. Look at the salary discrepancy here. 9,200 for Puna, 7,000 for Dalcha. Middleweights make the optimal lineup at a 52.08% rate. That is one of the better numbers out of all weight classes. The sixth fight of the night, someone makes optimal 53% of the time. That's a very good number. And the salary pair of 92 and 7,000, actually pretty lacking, only 38%. That's one of the lower numbers out of all salary pairs, meaning when these are paired together, someone makes the optimal at just a 38% rate. Now we'll start with the 7,000. Actually, we'll start with the 9,200 side. It's been used 50 times, and it's only made the optimal 10 of those times, guys. That's a 20% rate. Meanwhile, it has a great win percentage, 74%. Fantastic. It just is not scoring well, guys. When it wins, which is 74% of the time, it only makes the optimal 27% of those wins. Very, very low. 93.67 average DraftKings points per win. That is just lacking in every single category, especially for such a good, or for such a high salary, I should say. It is lacking as far as the salary voodoo goes, the probability of it making the optimal. On the Dalcha side, the $7,000 side, it's been used 2 more times than its counterpart, but has made the optimal just 1 time less, 9 times out of 52. And this is for an extreme dog salary. This is, you know, there aren't many salaries below 7,000, guys. 17.31 optimal rate, has a 25% win rate. And when it does win, though, just under 70% optimal, 69.23%. Obviously, that is a function of it being such a low salary that all it has to do is mostly get a win, you know, in 7 out of 10 wins, and that is good enough to put it on the optimal. Its average DraftKings score per win is just a bit higher than its $9,200 counterpart at 94.14. So yeah, the first 3 numbers, Tom, were fantastic. The middleweight, the fight number 6, or sorry, the first 2 numbers. And I'm sorry, but we went straight downhill from there. I mean, even a snowball probably couldn't accumulate snow on the downhill slope that we're going on because it's so steep. And speaking of snow, I don't have anything to do with this, guys. Frozen Jack again. We have a cursed fight. Look at these salary scores. Very poor. Very, very poor. 10.05. 22nd. I know the numbers don't necessarily mean anything, but it is the 22nd best, which means it's what, the 9th worst. And then the $7,000 side, even worse, as you would expect. 11.22, 25th. Either way, why are the, you know, this is a huge favorite salary, the 92, and it's barely better than the $7,000 salary. So this one's going to be a cursed fight. It's going to be a hexed fight. The salary voodoo is very poor for this one. I am very sorry, Tom, but I do thank you for giving me this fight. Guys, we've got 2 Frozen Jacks. We've got 1 fight left. Please, can we get a good one? Please, can we get a blessed fight? Who do we got? David Dennett, thank you so much. Another guy. These are 3 guys, 3 people. I'm not assuming your genders here. Not assuming your genders here. Oh, I just spoiled it. 3 people giving us fights that have steady been in the comments. So thank you very much. You just got a spoiler alert, but let's go over these numbers anyways, because guys, we've had some poor ones so far, and these will be a nice change of pace. $9,000 for Shane Burgos, $7,200 for Charles Jourdain. Featherweight fight 140. I try to do my Ariel Helwani impression there. Featherweight fight 145. 54% of the time these guys, someone from that weight class fights, they make the optimal. Fight number 8, just under 48.5%. And the salary pair of 9 and 72 is fantastic. 58.62% of the time, someone from that pair is making the optimal. Speaking of optimal, the $9,000 salary has been used 58 times, and it has the second highest number of making the optimal, 22 times. The only salary with a higher number than that is 23 times from the $7,700 salary. So 22 out of 58 is almost 38%. That is a huge number, one of the best on the card. On the as far as all salaries go, has a 72.5% win rate. And when it does win, guys, it's such a high salary. It still makes the optimal 52.38% of the time. That is one of the best numbers in this salary range, and that's not even close. Let's see, the 9,100, 26%. 8,900, 31%. I mean, this is a fantastic number. The $9,000 salary is the honeypot salary as far as this range, and it scores 98.33 points when it wins. That's the best number we've seen on this show so far. 7,200 for Charles Jourdain. 59 times it's been used, only made optimal 12. That is a 20.34% win rate. Percent optimal rate is a 27% win rate. So not great as you would expect. But when it does win, the $7,200 salary makes optimal 75% of the time. That is 3 out of 4 times. But like I said, that win rate is just 27%. But it does have a decent DraftKings points per win at 97.43. And I know I already spoiled it for you guys, but let's build the drama here. Look at these numbers. I mean, we've got some great numbers picked by David Dennett. You know, some 50s on those first 3. The $9,000 salary is fantastic. Gonna be a Bernie, guys. We got ourselves a Bernie. Finish this show off with some good salary voodoo here. The salary score of $9,000 is 5.93. That is the 3rd best salary overall. Fantastic numbers. I'm serious, guys. The 52% optimal in wins is ridiculous for this salary range. It's absolutely, you know, almost off the charts, double what its counterparts are going. So pretty crazy. The $7,200 side, not so good as you would expect. It is a very low salary, 9.94. That is good for 21st out of all salaries. Obviously, this one's going to be a Bernie because of the $9,000 side more than the 72. But when 72 does win, don't forget 3 out of 4 times it wins, it makes the optimal. It doesn't get, you know, the time between wins is few and far between. So, or the wins rather are coming few and far between. We are going for the $9,000 side. I think this one's going to be a banger. I am leaning Shane Burgos as far as my pick, and I absolutely love the salary voodoo for the $9,000 fight here. So let's get into the recap. Two frozen jacks and a Bernie. We've got Jack Shore going against Ricky Simone. Stats just not quite there, not quite good enough to put this one into Bernie territory. So we've got frozen Jack. Second fight picked by Tom L. And who was the first one again? I forget. Let me shout you out. Peter Dowd. That's right. Thank you, Peter. Second fight was Tom L. He picked Puna and Dalcha. That one even worse salary voodoo than the first fight. Definitely a frozen Jack there. That one's going to be tough to get to. Pair this stuff, or I'm not going to say that yet. The third fight picked by, of course, I have a terrible short-term memory, David Dennett, is going to be Shane Burgos. Charles Jourdain, our one and only Bernie of the night, and the salary voodoo for that $9,000 side is absolutely fantastic, guys. That is going to do it. Pair this video with my game theory video on my Monkmatician channel. That will be linked below in the description. You pair that with this, you've got your statistics going on that one, your DraftKings stats. You've got the salary voodoo probabilities and statistics for this. Pair it together, you will know exactly what to do. But I would really think about that $9,000 side. That looks very, very good. So guys, thank you again. Please, one last time, like the video, subscribe to the MMA Engine channel. We've got tons of stuff coming down the pipe this week. A very big card for UFC Long Island. And yeah, that is going to do it, guys. As usual, I want all of you to enjoy the fight. So enjoy, and we will see you next time.